So here's another really interesting looking camera to take a look at. I know I say that about nearly every camera I review, but this one is rather special. First of all, this is a tiny package, and it's in its original leather pouch, and you can just make out down here the embossed words, the magical words Olympus and Pen. So manufacturer is Olympus, and Pen was a range of compact film cameras that came out in the, well, this one's 1968, but there was a whole range of these things. The compactness was because they were originally designed for reconnaissance work, I think, so the military used these. And they are very tiny. Let's have a look. And there it is. This is the Olympus Pen EE-2 version. EE standing for electronic eye, because this little beauty has a built-in meter that doesn't require batteries. Because around here we have a sensor that is powered by light and gives you metering for this beautiful little compact film camera. And there's an even bigger plus about this particular design, that can halve your film photography costs. And that's because it's what's known as a half frame camera. So for your 36 exposure film that you pay, what, £10 for, you actually get 72 shots from this particular camera. So the developing costs are halved, basically, if you send your film off to be done. So let's have a quick look round what we have here. On the top you have the rewind crank, you've got a hot shoe that will take a flash, the EE-2 demarcation, and then here on the other side you've got a film counter. Very simple, very simple. Not forgetting the shutter button here, which is screwed, so you can use a remote access for that. On the front, on this beautiful little body, is a very, very high quality lens. This is a 28mm 3.5 Zuiko lens. There's your light meter reader, self-powered, and this camera is a genuine point and shoot, so it will focus automatically from about 1.5 meters right out to infinity, and it will choose one of two shutter speeds, a 40th and a 200th, depending on the light conditions. So all you have to do is set the ISO, and the ISO range goes from 25 all the way up to quite a generous 400. So you can use this with films like the Ilford HP5 right the way down to a very fast speed. So that's what you've got to do, literally. Set your ISO and then frame up through the viewfinder, which we'll show you in a second. It's a really, for the size of camera, a large viewfinder. And of course the normal aspect would be portrait here. So if you do want a landscape, you can tilt it this way unusually, and that will give you a landscape. But remember, it's a half frame. Have a look at the bottom. All you have here is the rewind button. Pop that in when you've finished the film and you want to rewind. And there's a tripod mount there. Made in Japan. This is mainly metal, this camera. You can see this one's in beautiful condition. On the back we literally just have the viewfinder and the wind on mechanism. Let's have a look inside. Just here there is a button so you can open the back, and there's the magic of this camera. See how tiny that recess is? That's the half frame facility. So you pop your film in here, lift that up, pop the film in, spread it over, pop it into one of the slots there and wind it on. There's a pressure plate here. This one's in really tidy condition. Wind it on a couple of times. When you wind on, you actually want to be you need to move it onto one of the aperture settings here, which are largely for use with flash. But in order to get the first two frames to wind on, you have to put it onto any of these F settings. And then when you're ready to go, you pop it back to your chosen film speed. Let's say we're putting in Ilford HP5, we're on 400. We've wound it on 2, we're reading 1 here, and we're ready to go. Now the light meter works that if you don't have enough light for your particular picture, when you look through the viewfinder, you'll see a red flag come up and it prevents you from taking the shot. So if I put my hand over the camera now and I'm wound on, the flag will come up. Carry strap on the side. But that's pretty much it. There's not a lot more I can tell you about it. I picked this one up on eBay. As I say, there's a whole series of pen versions. I think the concept was that it would be as ubiquitous as a biro, a pen. So you would pop it into your pocket and take it with you. And I've had great fun with this camera. I took it to France with this, and we had some really sunny weather there, so I thought I'd try it out with some Portra 160, a really lovely colour film, in France on the Île d'Oléron, the island of Oleron, and these are the results that I got.